All right, here's how to make a quick Weebly web page for an environmental science class here. So first thing I do is go to Weebly.com, log in either using your Google account or an account you made in some of your other classes in previous years, or just sign up with an email um, that you access regularly, and it shouldn't be a problem. I think you might even be able to do it Facebook. But once you get logged in, it'll bring you either to this dashboard area here if you've already been on Weebly, or it'll kind of start at the next steps I'm about to show you. So if you do come to the dashboard, we want our whole entire brand new site dedicated just to environmental science. So you go ahead and click Add Site from this little drop down arrow that's right there. Click Add Site. A new site will pop open here depending on how quick the internet is. And then it's going to ask you to choose a theme first. Basically, what is it going to look like? You can choose a blog theme. You can choose all sorts of other crazy ones. It doesn't really matter. I kind of prefer the blog type themes just because it's going to make our life easier as we go on. So I'm going to click over the mountain in the blog theme and click choose. You can go back and change it. You can change all the photos. You can change whatever you want. But that guy kind of looks like me, I guess. So I'll choose it. So give it a few seconds to load all the things to make. And then the next step it's going to ask you to do is, hey, what do you want to call your website domain? So when they go to type in a web address, what is that going to be? The one I'd like you to follow is this protocol. It's THS APES, APES, and then your last name. I've already done Hollister, so that's taken. I've already done some demonstrations. Oh, Hollister 1 is available, so I'm going to take THS APES Hollister 1. I'm going to click Continue, and bang, there we go. So it's pretty easy to drag and drop. You can type in this, like Hollister's EnviroSci class. This is actually a pretty classy little background. I like this one. Points if anybody can tell where this guy is. Second thing here, so you've labeled that. You can add a blog onto here and talk about all the cool things, but that's not what we really want to care about just quite yet. You can also change this and like Hollister's EnviroSci, whatever your name is, you can change it. You can make it whatever you want that's environmentally themed. Okay. But the big thing we want to move on to next is click on these pages. And you have the home page, and then you have another one that says About and Contact. I'm going to go over there, and you just click on one. And I'm going to delete the About. Yep, delete it. And then I'm also going to delete the Contact page. And you'll see why here in just a minute. Delete. Yep, I want to delete it. And so now the next thing I'm going to do is pages with this plus mark. I'm going to add a page, and you want to add, every time we add one, we want to add this blog page, and that's going to help us add labs and your weekly keep ups and all that kind of thing and keep them organized pretty easily. So just add blog, and then for the first one that you want to enter in for the title is keep up, and hit save. All right, and then you want to add another blog page and just title that labs. Oops, there we go. Sorry. Come on. Oh, there we go. Labs. And then you can add a third one, which is another blog page, and you can do keep ups. Oops. I already did keep ups, didn't I? So label this step ups. Step ups is the extra credit stuff that I'll tell you about later on. And those are the three pages you really need: home, keep up, labs, step ups, piece of cake. If you really want to go in and fill in some of this stuff about you, you can. But let's go back to the keep ups and edit that just for the time being. And so here it is on our keep up page. I'm going to change this to keep ups. And then kind of the subtitle is, you can make it whatever you want, but it's how about weekly musings on environmental science topics. Environmental sci topics. Piece of cake. All right. If you want to put your name on there, you can totally do that. Hollister, you don't have to write in anything about yourselves or whatever. But basically what happens is anytime you'll write a blog post, it'll show up over here. So that's pretty easy. Everything is completely saved as you move along and go along, which is kind of slick. So let's say now that you have this edited, you want to put in a keep up. And the keep up is just going to be a website dedicated to showing you've read some articles over the week about environmental science topics. So the way you do that is you click new post. All right. And every time you click new post, you can type the title of the article, and I'll have a paper that basically describes all that. Let's say here, how about Rio's disgusting water? I'm just going to pretend I found an article about that. So that can be the title. And then down here, this is where you start dragging the elements. So all you need to do is drag a text box. So over on the left-hand side, if you see here, there's all sorts of crazy things you can choose from. The top left ones, those are the most useful. You drag and drop a text box in there, and you can start clicking and typing. So this article, blah, 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 describes about how the dookie water in Rio is causing some athletes to get sick with bacteria and skin infections, and it's totally disgusting. What can we do to fix it? There you go. Wow. Amazing typing, right? So once you do that, you can just click anywhere else and it stays there. If you want to add an image, you can just drag and drop. And what's kind of slick about this is it's HTML5 compatible, so it'll fit any device you use, a computer, a tablet, iPhone, whatever. So you just drag it. If you want it to go on the left side, you can drag it right there. So you see the blue line. If you want it to go on the right side over there, if you want it to go on top, you can do that. Or if you want it to go on the bottom, you can just slide it down. And once you do that, you have this box for an image. I'm going to go away here and maybe find a Rio image. Well, no, I'm not. But anyways, if you want to upload one, you just find a website URL where the image is, you copy and paste it into here, you click insert, and then that image will pop up. If you want to add another text box off to the side, you can add that there, and it gives like 2 columns. I don't know why you want to write it like that, but you could. If you don't want it down there and you want to take it down beneath the image, you just drag this middle kind of, what is that, like 8 dotted bar thing, and drag it down to the bottom. Piece of cake. And it reorganizes itself just like that. So that's automatically changed. When you're done and you're happy with the way this looks, you just click post. And it says your post has been added to your blog page but is not yet live. You'll need to publish your site for users to view your blog post. So you hit OK, close. Piece of cake. Now you can click publish, publish. We're still going to use that domain that we've already typed in. We hit continue. It's publishing, and now it's completely live. And that's going to be the link to URL. And I'll put up a Google Doc later on where you guys can eventually cut and paste this and put it on a Google Doc so that we'll be able to share. So that's how it's going to work. That's how you create your Weebly. Eventually, you'll be putting your labs on the lab page. If you want to go back and change the pages, you just click the pages up on the top left, go find your labs, and then for each blog post, you'd be dragging and dropping the images for your labs and the data sets, graphs, things like that, and it should be a piece of cake. So with that said, that's how to do it. Have fun in the Career Center making these. Once you get everything set up, feel free to spend the rest of the time to goof around with making the settings look exactly the way you want them to look. All right. And if we have any other questions, let me know. See you later.